What is up, Wretched Nation? Today I wanted to speak on something. Hadn't really seen any videos on it, and I figured I would just hop on it. And that's Harley Davidson's way into the future. They've been talking about the Pan America and all that kind of stuff, but they're supposed to be rolling out a new program by the end of April. I think so. And that's like a company-wide certified pre-owned program, and I've got mixed feelings about it, but we're gonna jump into it and talk about it here. First, please smash that like button, comment down below, say hey, what's up, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. We're real close to 200 subscribers. It'd be pretty cool. And just do all the things to keep yourself updated with our channel. But let's talk about it. I saw a couple articles about it. I've tried to find some more information, can't find a lot of information. I do see that some dealers are already offering a certified pre-owned program. We'll talk about that. But from what I've found, it looks like Harley's been complaining of sales really for, I don't know, the last 5 years. And they've been saying that, no one buys Harleys, no one buys Harleys, the younger people aren't buying Harleys. And that's just not true at all. They're not buying new Harleys because why would they? They cost way too much, and I know that I have one, but they cost way too much for what you can find usually, especially for someone who's just breaking into the Harley market and that just wants a Harley and has never had one before. And from what Harley's saying, that is who they're actually targeting for this, is the younger buyer who's never had a Harley and wants to break into the Harley, owning experience. Because let's face it, most people, when they get a Harley, they stick with that. Whether you've had other bikes before or it's your first bike, usually you just stick with that environment. But they're targeting that because a lot of dealers have been saying their pre-owned bikes sell 3-to-1 to their new bikes. And that's kind of what I've been saying for a long time, is that it's not that people aren't buying Harleys. People aren't buying brand new Harleys. I got my 2010 Wide Glide. I bought it used up until the Dyna was killed, which was 6 years later. The bike didn't change. They made the motor a little bigger. They updated the speedo readout, and I think they changed the switch housings around a little bit. Because the other bikes were like that. But that bike didn't change. That generation of Wide Glide I got died that way. They did not change that bike at all. So why would anybody go out and buy a 2016 Wide Glide when they can buy a 2010 that's virtually the same bike for way cheaper? It just doesn't make sense. So Harley's starting to pick up on that and want to do a certified pre-owned program. Now, we don't know all the details, but let's cover what we do know. Now, what we do know real quick is it's a 5-year, 25,000 mile cutoff, which I think is outrageous. The 25,000 miles is fine because you're going to find Harleys all day that people don't ride, and it's fine. 25,000 miles, that's a lot for Harleys. That's 5 years old. Honestly, because if someone's going to ride it that much, they're not going to sell it. But 5 years, that's insane. You can buy a Harley that's 10 years old, and it does fine. It does perfect. Because from what I can tell, a lot of these bikes are only coming with a 1-year, 12,000 mile warranty. Typical person isn't going to ride their bike 12,000 miles in a year, especially being a motorcycle. Some people really do have riding seasons. You got people up north who physically can't get their bike out for a few months out of the year. So they're not going to be able to, ride all year long. So they're not going to get that mileage anyways. But 1 year is fine if that bike was 10 years old. You're looking at my Wide Glide, it's a 2010. Bike's 11 years old. You give me a 1-year warranty, okay. That might help out, but a bike that's a 2016, I'm not expecting any issues. I mean, the manufacturer warranty is 2 years anyways, and typically with these bikes, they're so well built. There's definitely some issues that come up, but typically it's not that big of a deal. But the used Harley market is where everything's at, and that's really what people want. That's what I was looking for. I wasn't looking for a brand new Road Glide when I got mine. I was kind of forced to buy one. I wasn't really forced to buy one, but I couldn't find one that was, used, that wasn't close to the brand new price. And that's kind of where my issue is going to be. Is a 2016 Harley that's certified pre-owned going to be that much less than a brand new one? They say one of the big benefits is that they're going to be able to use, Harley financing, and I guess, they won't be a used rate because it's a certified pre-owned. But I've never really experienced anybody that's had a really great time with Harley financing. Motorcycles aren't considered vehicles, so the financing rate's usually kind of high on them. And mine's financed through Harley, but I could get a couple percent less going through, a credit union. Most people can get into some type of credit union or their own bank and get into a better rate. And, I'm working on almost got the wife's car paid off. Once we pay that off, I'm going to refinance the bike with my bank anyways, because Harley financing is, well, it's not great. It's for, if you go to Harley and you just finance it, a lot of times you're going to pay a lot more than where you really have to. Now, I totally understand you got to do what you got to do, but my worry is that 2016 Road Glide really going to be worth, that much less, or really is going to be a good value and cost that much less compared to maybe a 1-year-old new stock, bike or a brand new bike? Is it really going to be worth that? Because, I used to work at a car dealership, and you'd get a certified pre-owned. Those cars, you had to have an extensive inspection process that the dealer had to pay more for, and you had a list of things that had to match up. Everything had to be in order, or it would not get the certified pre-owned approval. So, most dealers, the certified pre-owns came from the rentals that they would get with the loaner cars, their rental cars. That's where the certified pre-owned usually came from. Now, Harley doesn't really do loaners and rentals, at least in my area, so I don't know where this fresh inventory is going to come from. The trade-in market and all that, and, they're constantly going to push people to trade up to get a better bike, but I think limiting themselves to 5 years is really the worst part. Like, if we just look at my bikes real quick, I totally understand why this 2003 is not going to be a certified pre-owned. It's almost 20 years old. I get that. I totally get that. My 2010 Y Glide, now let's say it was in pristine condition, that could totally be a certified pre-owned. You're going to give somebody a 1-year warranty on that thing? Go ahead. Harleys, they last a good amount of time. Let's swap over to the Road Glide. Obviously, this being a 2018, it's 3 years old now. It will be a certified pre-owned. And it would be a good certified pre-owned for that. If someone looking to trade up, do whatever, you might be able to get a good deal on it, but I just don't see the difference why this bike, I would have to pay more just for it to be a certified pre-owned. I don't get it. Honestly, what I feel like you're going to end up doing is you're just paying a fee for a 1-year warranty you probably won't use. Honestly, I think that's really what it is. I mean, because most of these Harleys, they just don't have that mileage on it that people trade in. And the bikes are in decent, really good condition. 5 years is just nothing. If I would look at this bike and a bike next, and the exact same bike next to it, if they were in this, same condition and, they're both completely stock, and one was certified pre-owned because it had 20,000 miles on it, and the other one was not certified pre-owned because it had 26,000 miles on it, and the other one cost $1,000 or $2,000 more, I'm not paying that. I'm just not going to pay it. It's not worth it. So I don't know. I don't know the angle that they're going with this. Not saying people won't buy it or won't buy into this program. I think they're just limiting themselves, and they're trying to do whatever cash grab they can and incentive and another push for what they can try and do. But I don't think it's going to work. Comment down below what you think. There's obviously some more information out there that in the coming months, I'm sure we might come back to this video. I don't know. I have seen a couple dealers that offer a certified pre-owned program, not in my area, but I tried to research some online, and just going through their information, I don't think it'll be this way if they roll out a national program, but at least their way, it's 12 months, 12,000 miles, all work has to be performed at that dealer. That's the biggest problem. And only stock Harley parts are covered, basically just your powertrain warranty. But something they don't cover is all gaskets, leaks, and fluids. So if your bike springs a leak, not covered. That's okay. Well, Harleys are kind of known to leak sometimes, but that's not covered. So you blow a gasket, not covered. Well, you need an engine overhaul. Okay, well, you still have to pay for the gaskets and the oil. That's how it was read on their certified pre-owned program. Don't know if that's going to be on the national level, but I don't know if that's the same model they're going to roll into this. But if they do, I just don't see the benefit. But let me know what you guys think. Yeah, I figured I would bring a video out like this since it's kind of something that's going on in the coming months. But we'll see what happens. Definitely appreciate you stopping by and checking out. Comment down below. Let's have a discussion on what we think might happen. But until next time, keep it wretched.